had of me hitting on little girls, that dream was weird. It was 4K ultra vision, and all my senses were working. When I was walking in the street, I felt the hot sun beaming right on me, making me hot, making me sweat. Like I said, I tasted my dream. I could feel in my dream. Like I said, I felt the fork in my hand. I tasted the food in my mouth. And of course, when I did wake up, Mickey did yell at me, saying, "Dave, you should not be interested in little girls. Why are you interested in little girls?" To find out later on, I'm start hearing another voice. The voice ended up saying, she goes, "Dave, the main reason why you're hitting on little girls is because you're not right in the head. You did not grow old in your head. You've been adapting to real life as an adult, but actually in your head, you're most of the time 9.5 years old, sometimes 15 years old, sometimes 12 years old." I'm like, why? What happened to me? She goes, 9.5 years old, don't you remember what happened in church? I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I remember. That right there really stunts your growth in your mind. Your mind is different than any other person's mind. Your mind is actually not actual human child's mind or human man's mind. Your mind is an outer being's mind. You have a alien's mind, an alien brain. You're not a full human being. Of course, I don't know if that's true or not. But one day, at home, living with my aunt, just got done hanging out with somebody, but I came home, about to go to bed. All of a sudden, I heard this beautiful, young, little girl's voice. She was talking to me. I'm like, and then I asked, like, "Who are you?" And she goes, "Dave, don't you remember me? Remember my voice?" I'm like, "You do sound familiar." All of a sudden, it dawns on me. I'm like, "You're the same voice I heard the day I found my mother passed out when I was in school, and when I found my mother passed out in the chair." She goes, "Yes, that was me. But I'm also your girlfriend, Dave. The one who died when you were 6 years old and I was 6 years old. Alyssa, but you keep on calling me Elizabeth." I'm like, "No way." She goes, "Yeah, and I got one more thing to tell you." I'm like, "What's that?" She goes, "I'm also Kathy's split personality or waking guardian angel." I'm like, "No." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I want you to do me a favor." I'm like, "What's that?" She goes, "I want you to look up Kathy. You know she lives in Zephyr Hills." She goes, "I want you to look up some way, somehow on the internet, look up Kathy. You know her married name. And I want you to come over and visit us." So I did look her up on Kathy's name, her last name, on the white pages. Found her address. And drove to Zephyr Hills. But never really stopped by her house. I drove by her house, but never stopped by her house. Took me 30 to 40 tries to finally get the courage, the balls, to park my car. When I finally parked my car in her driveway, all of a sudden I heard Alyssa's voice. Ended up saying, "Dave, I want you to bring your phone with you. Put it on video recording. Got a big surprise to show you." But I never did. I ended up having the phone mounted on my window, pointing at the doorway. But I ended up getting out of the car, went to the door. I ended up knocking on the door. All of a sudden, I see the top of a child's head. Thinking it was Kathy's son. And all of a sudden, the door opens up. There stood was this beautiful little girl. I don't know how old she was. Straight black hair. Kind of looked like Kathy when she was 16 years old, but the girl was a lot younger. With beautiful blue eyes. Beautiful freckles on her face. Had a beautiful smile. And the smile was like ear to ear. And the eyes was talking to me. The eyes was telling me, don't I look familiar? But I didn't know how she looked familiar, but she looked very familiar. And I looked at her, I'm like, is Kathy home? She nods her head, still smiling at me. The eyes still speaking to me. Then I'm like, can you get her for me? She nods her head again, smiling, and she left. When she left, all of a sudden, Kathy's son, very handsome young man, butt-ass naked, in his birthday suit, stands in the doorway, curly blonde hair, blue eyes. He looks very familiar to me as well. I'm like, how does this boy look familiar to me? And he's looking at me. He's also speaking with his eyes. And he's like swaying his hip back and forth, and his cock's going back and left to right. And I'm like, what the hell is this boy doing? All of a sudden, I look behind him, and the little girl ended up grabbing Kathy's hand and pulling her, actually pulling her to a doorway. Kathy all of a sudden looks at me, has a smile on her face. She has makeup on her face. She made herself look extremely gorgeous.